is one thing I'll say to you, good sir, is that most of the people who I find get this case wrong are always wrong about key facts, right?
The victims of this murder. Here's a 17-year-old who came across state lines with a firearm that he purchased illegally, driven by his mother.
Now we're being told that someone can cross state lines with a semi-automatic rifle and kill people and say it's self-defense, and they have this case to cite.
The whole thing, look, I care about the implications of this far more than the individual details of the particular case, but this leaves us with 1,000 interesting questions. So if it's just self-defense in the first case, so someone shoots nearby, so he gets to kill someone nearby, so you can just carry a gun and anytime you hear a loud noise, you get to shoot someone? Like, that's insane. You should have to prove that there was a good and then after he shoots the first person, anyone else nearby with a gun would have presumably heard that shot, so they get to shoot someone that's standing near them too.
They're always wrong about key facts. Like I was talking with somebody today about this, right? At the doctor's office. Oh, they let the mass murderer white supremacist go. I'm like, well, he wasn't a mass murderer and white supremacist. I was like, then I said it in a different way. I said, well, the guy who was chasing them was a convicted blah, blah, blah. He had blah, 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 5 kids. And, this is what it looks like. This is him chasing them, lunging for the gun. So as soon as they saw that, then I stop it and I say, at that point in time, do you let the guy lunge and grab your gun or do you shoot? And every time I stop it at the right spot, they say we shoot. And I say, so he's not guilty. That's essentially what it comes down to, right? That's essentially what it comes down to. Now, obviously, Kyle didn't know the other stuff, but he saw this wild maniac lunging at him and trying to grab his gun. It became like, wow, they're really just trying to railroad this kid, right? It didn't become. It wasn't about the facts. Let's just stop being coy. This trial wasn't about the facts. It wasn't about what happened. It wasn't about any type of justice. It was about railroading a kid and to fit a narrative that he was a white nationalist and let's support let's have the mob, let's please the mob. That's the reason why he was even prosecuted. It was to please the mob. But it's great to see that the mob, because people on that jury, there were black people on that jury, right? There were white, black people. It was a mixed jury. And that mixed jury came back and said, no, you've gone too far. This is not what we're about. This is not who we are as Americans. And rebuke that with not guilty verdicts all the way down the line. And I think that's the victory. That's the victory.
Today wasn't a great day for Kyle Rittenhouse at all, to be honest with you. It was because, this was the end of an era, but it was a great day for the justice system in general. You had prosecutors who were corrupt. You had prosecutors who were lying. You had prosecutors who were supporting perjury. Yes, this happened, and we saw it. We saw the raw nastiness of it, of someone trying to get a conviction, not getting justice, trying to get a conviction. But we saw the true power of the American system of government. It's power to the people, because it became regular people sitting in that jury room who had to make the decision: are we going to let this shit go, or are we going to do what's right? And those people in that jury room saw that video, saw that evidence, said, we're going to do what's right. We know the city, right? They were under threat. They were cheering outside. We're going to blow the city up. It's going to be fire. It's going to be this. And under that immense pressure, people were chanting on the steps of the courthouse. They did the right thing. They did the right thing. They did not succumb to the pressure. So no matter what you think about what's going on in this country, at the end of the day, it's the citizenry. It's us. It's us that control this thing. And these citizens, these 12 men and women, had enough. And they rebuked this prosecution and said, this was wrong. Let this kid go home. And that's where we're at today.